peace, and wholeness to all of the celestial beings tuning in. And also shout out to the Celestial Tribe, my soul group. Now, look, you are not a creature of circumstance. Mankind is actually a creator of circumstance. And although no one's giving you the manuscript, the instructions on how to go about using your creative abilities, your godly abilities. After all, it is said that we were made in the image of God. So understand, that isn't to be interpreted literally, but more so figuratively, into the comprehension that you being made in the image of God, you have creative abilities and capacities. You are not a creature of circumstance. Instead, you are a creator of circumstance. And isn't that great? If you really think about it, the fact that you have the capacity and the potential to influence your reality, you just don't know how. And that's sad. Don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to break down all the things you essentially need to know and get into. It is essential and valuable that you acquire the right information that will enable you to take intelligent action towards creating your circumstances, conditions, and the environments you find yourself experiencing in. Now, this venture, it is going to be a little bit of an obstacle, a challenge, a hurdle that you'll have to overcome. Specifically because you've been programmed to believe things that are false, that are just not true at all. Now, even though a bit difficult, it's still worth it, because if you think about it, alternatively, you can live your life as a pawn on the chessboard of another person's game. But honestly, who wants to live like that? Nobody. But unfortunately, 95% of humanity lives like that. They live as creatures of circumstance due to ignorance of who and what they are. And it goes a lot deeper than that, of course. But simply put, if they knew how to follow and listen and adhere to the commands of their souls, which are truly the commands of the divine, of source, spirit, God, which directly commands and orders the soul, if only they listened, then they would attain treasures, not only of a spiritual kind, but of a material kind, that would have been worth all of the strife and struggle it took to go from living under the mindset of a creature of circumstance to adapting that mind frame and mindset that's complementary to those who are creators of circumstance. And the whole point of this whole video is for you to understand that you are not a creature of circumstance. You are a creator of circumstance. It's important to understand we live in a world of distractions, and 95% of humanity is distracted. Distracted by the entertainment industry, our music, right? The music industry. It's all garbage, all trash, all irrelevant. There's no sustenance at all, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Garbage, all of it, trash. It's important to understand the word entertainment has the word ment in it, which derives from the word menti, from the Latin word menti, which means mind. So entertainment in so many ways is to entertain the mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but it's value to understand that the stuff you entertain yourself with is actually entering your mind and probably tainting it for the better or the worse, right? But it's up to you to decide. Beyond just being distracted by the entertainment industry, we are distracted by the education system, right? They're not teaching us crap, right? They're not really teaching us anything that we can truly take out into the world and demonstrate and produce value from. Beyond that, they're poisoning us, right? Which is a whole other distraction in of itself, with the foods that we are consuming and even the medicines that they're giving us. And the thing about this is, it's important to understand everything is information, even the food that you consume. So even food can distract and confuse, not per se your conscious mind, but more so specifically your subconscious mind. It's also very important to understand that we live in a system. And within a system, an air-proof, airtight system, there is no coincidence, no accidents. But every single corrupted system that we are exposed to, one way or another, is by someone's design. It's insidious and disgusting, the things that certain beings on this planet are capable of when it comes to enslaving and taking advantage of those who are naive and considered sheep. It's disgusting to think of and consider, but understand, we live in a world where these insidious things are not just displayed on screens, but they actually happen in real life. Understanding that as a human being you are very moldable and subjected to programming, it's now important to understand and ask the question, who is programming you? Now, if you're not programming yourself, hopefully those of you watching this are at that level where you'll understand the necessity of programming your mind until you do so. But let's say you don't, and you're not programming yourself, but you just learned that the mind, like a computer, is very programmable. You have to ask yourself, if you're not programming your mind, who is? What is? And after digging, surely you will come to realize that you're being programmed by the television that's telling lies to your vision, right? By the food that you're consuming, because DNA is information. By realizing your programming, understanding who you are, why you are, how you see yourself, etc., you then can go on to the second step of not per se crafting yourself into a better version, because you were already made, right? I previously said earlier, you were made in the image of God. You were created already with a unique personality, a unique purpose, etc. It's not about crafting yourself into this ultimate divine being, because you're already that. It's actually about removing all of the illusions that have been told to you, the programming, the deception.